What's up, everybody? Squirrel Man's back again. I'm sitting here in Florida right now. I want to make this video. I keep seeing these stupid, ridiculous videos of these guys that call themselves alpha males and all this bullshit. I'm just like, oh my god, you people are so freaking aggravating to watch. Let me tell you why. Because rule number one, first of all, an alpha would never call himself that. It's just the way it is. It's like he shows up and everybody just knows. It's like, you see a bicycle with wheels, you just know it rolls, right? You don't, a guy like that would never have to say that. Everybody just knows. It's his swagger, it's his energy, it's his presence, it's everything about him. Everybody just knows, and he just gets that natural respect. He would never have to come out here and say, oh, look at me, look at me. Those guys are so stupid and ridiculous, childish. I mean, I got so many words for them. And let me tell you, just because you go to the gym and you're loud and obnoxious doesn't make you alpha. It makes you cringy and annoying. Most people don't want to be around you. You rule by intimidation. You shout people down. That's how you get attention. You can't just show up and talk in a normal tone of voice and get respect. You can't. You have to be cringy. You have to be intimidating. You have to stand over people. You're not a rational person to talk to. And I'll say it again, the alpha male personality, which I've never claimed to be, I'm just a guy that shows up. I don't care, I'm here, whatever, right? Those guys are mutually respected and looked up upon because of the way they treat people around them. Most alpha male personalities want peace and quiet. They do. They want peace and quiet. As a person who worked in the prison system for 3 years, I can tell you the pod boss, the alpha male guy, he wanted, if he was an even mostly rational person, he did not want chaos in the pod, right? He wanted order. That's what he was after, is order. He wanted his respect, and he wanted order. That's what it was all about. And the same goes for people outside on the streets. If you have like an alpha male personality boss, a real boss, like at a job, he's gonna be the same way. He's just like, you show up, you do your thing, show respect, finish A, B, and C before you go home. That's all they want. If you know these people, it's like the old saying, if you know, you know, right? I've known plenty of these people in my life, and they walk through the door, you can't explain it, it's just there, and people just show them respect, right? It's something about them that it's hard to describe, and I like it. The world needs these people, right? The world does not need obnoxious, loudmouth people that call themselves alpha males, or just because they do something stupid and impressive in the gym and makes them alpha. No, it doesn't. Whatever, dude. Nobody cares that you bench press 200 pounds. Nobody cares. You're not the first person to ever do that. Go for the first. Find something you can do that maybe nobody else can do, and it still doesn't make you an alpha male. It just means you accomplished something. That's it. At the end of the day, it just means you accomplished something. That's it, right? So, to the people watching this, especially young people, man. Young people are young men, of course, especially young men. Well, no, and women too. The ones that they want to make a name for themselves, and they think that the way they can do that is by being loud. The loudest person in the room is not the most successful person in the room. One of the most successful people in the room will be the one that comes in, quietly sits down, and examines the personalities and swagger and mannerisms of all the people in the room, right? He's taking in all of that information, and somehow, some way down the road, he's going to find a way to use it to his advantage and to use it against you. The best thing you can do is just be quiet and listen. When you find yourself in a room full of people, try to be quiet and listen. That person, that loudmouth, obnoxious moron, he's gonna out himself, right? The person who talks the most is there's no mystery to them, right? There's no mystery to them because they're telling you everything about themselves. Just listen to them long enough. They're telling you A, B, and C about everything about them from front to back. You know, there's no mystery to them. People like mystery. People like being around people that are somewhat unpredictable and are very confident in themselves. You know, they don't show a lot of stress and worry all the time. You know, and if I tell you, really good advice. Read a book called The 48 Laws of Power. Even if you have no desire to rule over everybody, you know, read that book. It teaches you so much about humans and just the way they work. I've been reading it and I'm just like, it really hit me thinking about a lot of people that I've known in my life and the things they did and the things they got away with and the things that I suffered and went through because of certain people and the way they acted. And I'm just like, wow, you know, this really, I would have read this book when I was like 10 years old, right? It could have changed my whole life, right? So I definitely recommend that. It's called The 48 Laws of Power. And like I said, I don't read that stuff to be evil. I'm not that kind of person. I have no desire to rule over anybody. I'm not that kind of person. My only desire in life is to be successful for myself, right? So, like I said, if you're that person, or if you know that person that calls himself the alpha male, you're not. You're just a bum. You're a clown. That's what you are. You are a clown, right? Because rule number one, the alpha male never has to call himself an alpha. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Common sense ain't common.